James, we will talk about your personal development course. Based on your perception and based on what you have learned from the book and from this course, what is love for you first?
It's a choice. You choose who to love, and you choose how to love. It's simple.
And based on the book, what is love?
Based on the book, you are biologically driven to finding a partner or a mate, to find someone.
Okay. Why do you think personal relationship is important?
Well, personal relationships are very important because humans are social beings. They're basically wired to other people. We are social beings, like I said before, just like the famous quote that no man is an island, that it is uh, unhealthy for you to be isolated and alone.
What are the three stages of love?
It's attraction, attachment, and apparently lust.
What you have experienced so far?
Uh, Attraction, of course, like any other human being, you would be attracted to someone. It's quite simple. Attachment, once you get to know the person, and once you get to, you know, get to know each other, you communicate and stuff. Uh, you'd form a bond, a connection between you two, which just like friends, of course, but it's just I don't know how to put it when it comes to relationships. It's deeper.
Do you promote self love yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important because what I think about if you're trying to go on to a relationship but you don't really love yourself, it's like pouring uh, into an empty bottle. Like you're pouring something, but the one that you're pouring from is empty. You don't have anything to give, really. If you don't appreciate yourself, eventually you're doomed to fail because of a lot of insecurities and a lot of uh, inconsistencies. And relationships are very hard to maintain. It's not easy. It doesn't mean you get to love someone. Khalas, it's the end. No, it's nothing like that.
All right. We've learned about family.
Mm.
What is family based on the book, and how do you view what family is?
Family is the basic unit of society. It is the first thing that you get taught of being respectful, of course, and they nurture you when you grow up. They teach you a lot of things about life. So it's family is really important. For me, what I think about family, genuinely, it's one of the most important things that you have. There is nothing else like a support of a mother, a father, maybe even your brothers or sisters. Because not only did you grow up together, your family is the one that supports you the most. Because even without all of the friends and everything else, the only thing you have really is family in the end.
What type of families do we know from the book, and maybe you know other type of families as well? And then what type of family do you have?
Well, we have nuclear family, uh, single parents, and childless families and such. For me, I have a nuclear family. I used to have a single parent, a single mother, but now she's happily married, so it counts as nuclear family, to be honest. Could be extended family. We could add in the fur babies.
What are the family legacies?
Well, it's emotional, social, and spiritual support.
Okay. What kind of emotional legacy have you had from your family?
The most one is emotional, because as a growing teenager, you're curious of a lot of things. There's a lot of changes in your body, and I genuinely speak uh, about my mother about things that I want to know about.
How about social legacy?
They push me to be more social. Which there are moods that I don't want to. I just want to stay at home, but they really push me into, to the point they force me outside. they, there was one time there were people playing football. I didn't have the energy. I just didn't want to. But they called some kids and tried to uh, made me play with football. So yeah, they encouraged me. Sometimes I really don't want to.
How about spiritual legacy?
I grew up in a family where they're very religious. They believe heavily in Jehovah. So uh, I have a lot of exposure from spiritual, and I go out and preaching a lot. They teach me a lot of things from the Bible. So
Okay, we've answered a lot of exercises in the book, in the personal development book.
yeah.
And one of it is like knowing your career pathway. So, based on what are your likes, your interest, what are the or what is the career pathway, your top one career pathway that you would like to take after high school?
Honestly, paleontology, the most realistic one, anyways.
How much do you think you would make in being a paleontologist?
Depends on what type of country. I don't know it specifically in pesos, but if I'm a paleontologist in Abu Dhabi, the starting one should be around like 15,000 dirhams a month. I don't know how much that is, but it is pretty big.
15,000? I think that's around 200 plus pesos. Yeah. And how do you think you would be a paleontology? What bachelor's degree you would take, and then how you would get there?
Uh, I have to get into college by either biology or geology, and it's not gonna be easy because not all schools has uh, certain paleontology type topics, but the general basis of paleontology is biology. Of course, you have to study anatomy, certain modern day animals, because you will correlate modern day animals to ancient ancestors of them, because you know about evolution, genetic bracketing, anatomy, and basic eco their lifestyle eventually. And then, of course, since you're digging up fossils millions of years ago, you have to go for geology. Which for geology, you need to know the dates of certain rock types and certain stones that you can find. You have to identify in which period they were, and yeah, that's basically it.
And lastly, for your, as you said earlier, family is the basic unit of a
Mm.
society or a community. So, based on you think the contributions, what would be your contributions to the world first, to your family, employer, future, friends, and community? To the world first, what do you think would be your contribution?
Well, I just want to inspire people, to be honest. Uh, I want to give hope that there are still good men out there, to be honest, because the world is very dark today. There are a lot of, surprisingly, still a lot of wars about gender. I don't know. I don't know why exactly. But if I were to choose one thing that to do for the world is know that there's still good people out there.
To the your family?
My family, uh, I want to support in bills once I get a job. Money is hard. Um, there's a lot of problems with revolving around money. That's why it's the root of all evil. But if you can support in uh, paying the bills and stuff, it's such a such a heartwarming thing because it makes everything better for them
In your future career,
in
what
future
do you
career.
think would be your contribution?
Good question. Uh, I want to I want to have a groundbreaking discovery of something about paleontology. Maybe it's a discovery of a new species and what we know about their ancient ancestors related to their modern day ancestors. Maybe how they looked like, by uncovering fossils that contains uh, preserved skin materials, maybe, or what they eat, and so on and so forth. Just a contribution to science in general.
Okay, how about your friends?
Uh, I want to contribute them by emotional support because there are people who are struggling right now and they still talk to me about them. I believe I am a very good listener and I like giving people advices. It warms my heart to know that I can help other people. So they talk to me very often and I often contribute them by just being there as their emotional support.
How about your community?
Like everyone around, no? Yeah, just like I mentioned, I just want to be myself, to be honest. I don't really expect much.
What is your personal mission statement?
Overall, I will list them one by one. I would like to have a mark in paleontology for the discovery. I want to have emotion. I want to be emotional support for my friends. I want to help my family in the bills or in case they're in trouble in need. I would be there. And for the world and the community itself, I just want to be a better person for them and the people around my surroundings.